Honorable Leader of Minority.
Madam Speaker, I will say just a few things. First, Madam Speaker, we all know that this country, through its cabinet, had placed a ban on the importation and dealing in all GMOs, all the way from 2012. Madam Speaker, it is surprising indeed that a purported cabinet meeting is said to have lifted the ban on GMOs. Yet we know that that so-called cabinet meeting couldn't have been a cabinet meeting. If you read Article 152, Sub-Article 1, the cabinet is defined as the president, the deputy president, and cabinet secretaries, including the AG. And if you go to 152, Sub-Article 2, the president is supposed to nominate cabinet secretaries and appoint them upon approval by this House. So the Constitution does not contemplate the president sitting with some members of an old cabinet and calling it a cabinet meeting. The Constitution does not envisage a situation where the president can sit with people whom he has not nominated nor appointed as cabinet secretaries. And therefore, if indeed it is true that that meeting, which I can call a Baraza, ever lifted the ban on GMO, then it remains illegal. That is one. Two, Madam Speaker, there are reasons why GMOs were banned by the cabinet way back in 2012 by the Kibaki government. We haven't been told what has changed since then to warrant the unbanning of GMOs in this country. So we still expect that the president and his cabinet will come forward and explain to Kenyans what has informed this latest decision to allow the importation of GMOs into this country. Secondly, Madam Speaker, it is the matter of the importation of GMO maize, as pronounced by the cabinet secretary responsible for trade and industry. Madam Speaker, first and foremost, I believe we are creating an artificial shortage of maize. I strongly believe that we have got enough maize in this country, including maize which is currently being harvested by our own farmers in Rift Valley and other areas of this country. And even if it were true that there was some shortage of maize in this country to warrant importation of maize, why do you import GMO maize? Do we have a shortage of conventional maize in the market? Are we having a shortage of conventional maize in the world market to warrant us importing GMO maize for the first time in this country? And secondly, Madam Speaker, secondly, this importation of the 10 million bags or so of maize, when was it sanctioned? By who? And what is the procurement process within the meaning of Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act of 2015? What procedure has been followed in the importation or in the impending importation of these 10 million bags of maize, Madam Speaker? Could we be creating an artificial shortage, creating a crisis to enable racketeers to start benefiting from issues that actually are of great concern to the country? As Honorable Janet was saying a while ago, there are reports that already maize has docked in Mombasa. When was this maize imported? When was the procurement done? From who? At what cost, Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, as we speak, farmers in Rift Valley are facing a serious threat of being left with their maize in their homes or in their farms. Because if you bring in this maize, Madam Speaker, and somebody is saying that farmers are hoarding maize, farmers are not mad. They are not crazy to hoard maize for nothing. Every other farmer would want to sell their produce to get money. Farmers have got no school fees. Farmers are having problems. No one in their right senses would hoard maize or any other commodity if they can sell it and get money. And therefore, the argument that farmers are hoarding maize is not true. Farmers in this country have suffered for too long. I thought that this government was going to come to their aid. But how wrong was I? How wrong was I?
Your time is up. Your time is up. Every other member is 5 minutes. Only the two co-movers had 10 minutes. Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, I will add you 2 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I was just saying that I had hoped, given the rhetoric that brought this government into being or into office, that they would do the noblest of things and protect our farmers. But if in the first 60 days in office, the first targets, the first victims of this government are farmers, the first victims of this government, which came into power on the basis of hustler empowerment, is farmers. Farmers in Western Kenya, farmers in Rift Valley, farmers in Nyanza. Madam Speaker, how callous can the government be to subject farmers, hapless farmers, to this kind of misery, Madam Speaker? So members need to stand firm and defend our own farmers and call out the Cabinet Secretary for Trade and Industry. A cabinet is such an important institution that we cannot extend jokes and juvenile pranks, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, Cabinet Secretaries swear to uphold the Constitution and protect the dignity of the offices that they hold. And therefore, I will fully support any effort or any initiative to rein in such Cabinet Secretaries that will subject this country to unnecessary ridicule. Thank you, Madam Speaker.